Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Antonia. I hope you guys are doing well. I figured I would give you guys a quick little update on my quote unquote weight loss because I think the last time I spoke to you guys about it was when I said I was going to lock in January. Spoiler alert, I didn't lock in. It took me so long to actually click and have myself lock in. If you follow me on Instagram, _HelloHarley, or follow me on TikTok at HelloHarley, then you would know that I recently went on a 4-day trip to Vancouver and then a 5-day trip to Chicago, all within the month of February. And it took me probably like 3 weeks to lock in back into routine after the holidays, after eating super like mindlessly in October when I went on my trip to Japan. So it took me a really, really long time to lock in after the holidays. When I wanted to make this video because I wanted to share that we all struggle with our goals sometimes, and that's completely normal. But what's important is that we get back on track. So I wanted to talk through what happened, and I want to talk through what I eat in a day currently so you guys are more aware of what's going on, and then hopefully I'll make another updated video later on and we can talk about how I've reached the goal. So number one, obviously you look at me now and I was like 137 pounds, I think, at the time that I filmed the video of me realizing that I wanted to lock in. Now, I really want to stress out to you guys that the number on the scale doesn't necessarily mean anything to me. The number on the scale doesn't necessarily mean I gained 7 pounds of fat. However, because I went to Japan, ate mindlessly for 3 weeks, came back in November, didn't really follow my macronutrition, and then in December was celebrating like crazy. And I had a lot of things happening in December. I really was not following my macronutritional program, and I was definitely not eating properly at all. And then 2 weeks into January, still was not eating properly at all, and just craving a lot of snacks and things like that. And I felt myself getting heavier, feeling like a little bit pudgy, feeling really tight in my clothing. And that's when I knew that I needed to lock in. It wasn't necessarily because I was like, oh, now I'm 7 pounds heavier. 7 pounds could be muscle and I'd be very happy with that. But if it's 7 pounds of fat, then obviously it's gonna look different on your body. Your body composition is gonna look totally different than gaining 7 pounds of muscle. So because of that, because I knew, and because I did an in-body scan afterwards, and I knew, and I will definitely do another in-body scan and then one closer to when I kind of reach my goals. But because I knew all of that, I knew I needed to lose the weight. It wasn't because I was looking at the scale being very fixated on a number. I really don't care about that. It's really how intuitive I feel about my body, and I was feeling uncomfortable in the clothing that I had. So obviously, took me a while to lock in, and then I had 2 trips planned. Those days that I went on my trips, obviously I wasn't following a macronutritional program. However, I was a little bit more mindful in how I was eating, but still it's hard to do that stuff, especially because I had very early mornings and then sometimes some late nights hanging out. So that stuff's a little bit harder, especially because I was not in routine. I actually got a little bit sick when I was in Chicago and I wasn't able to even work out for 3 days. But when your body is unwell, like you can't force yourself to do it. You can kind of even make yourself worse. Something that actually saved me, a saving grace that I had while I went to Vancouver or when I went to Chicago, is this little brown tube. And you're like, what the heck is this? I think I've talked about this before. This is the Sage Eater's Digest Oil. This stuff is amazing. If you are Chinese and you are familiar with something like Tou Tong Yao, that literally translates in Cantonese to sore tummy oil. This stuff acts just the same. Also, I am a Sage ambassador now, so if you do want to shop via my link, I will link this down below. This is something that I constantly repurchase from Sage all the time. And all you do is take this, it's a roller ball. You can buy the larger one and then refill this. I just pop this top off and then I refill it. But you basically just take the oil and then, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm in my PJ bottoms, by the way. You just take the oil and then rub it along the belly. I like to concentrate on the belly button area, but you just rub it around the belly, let it dry, and what happens is it either relieves the bloat that I'm feeling or it'll help me go to the bathroom. So one or the other. Sometimes when you're eating so horribly and then you're like, oh my God, I need to go, but I can't go because you're feeling a little constipated, this stuff will definitely help. I've tried those pills before by, I don't remember the brand, Bloom or something like that, and maybe it's not Bloom. I don't know, you can get them at Shoppers and you can get them at Target, but I tried those before. They don't really help. I haven't found that they did anything. They were like it's like a de-bloating pill, but like that hasn't helped. I found this really helps. It's very cooling on the belly and it just kind of relieves the pain that you're feeling. So just a little side note, this stuff is amazing. I use this stuff prior to being an ambassador with them. And Raven McKenzie, if you follow her on Instagram and TikTok, she's a bodybuilder that actually works for NYX. We were at a shoot together and she recommended this stuff. And that's how I got put onto this stuff. So she, a bodybuilder, uses this stuff. So just so you guys know, this stuff is really good. Obviously, it's not magical. It's not gonna give you washboard abs, but it will relieve any bloat and pain that you do feel if you have that. Anyways, going back into it, sometimes it just doesn't click. And it took me a long time to click. I clicked probably like a week and a half before I left for Vancouver. And then when I came back from Vancouver, I instantly clicked again. It was so good. It feels so good when you just are in that mindset and really, really strong and able to do that. And then I kind of wanted to take it a step further. So I did speak to my macronutritional coach. If you don't know, or if you're not familiar and you haven't watched my videos on how I lost 20 pounds, because I was once upon a time 154 pounds and counting. I use a macronutritional coach. Her name is Megan. You can follow her on Instagram at you can follow her on Instagram at coachmegan_fit. I will link her down below too. But I told Megan how I was feeling, and then I was telling her that I kind of did something that I wasn't sure if I was going to be okay doing. And then I did it for a few days to see how I felt. And then basically I asked her what she thought about it. And then she said, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Let's see how you do for a month. And then we can start adding in more of a refeed day later on. So what I did is she set my goal at 1750 calories, which is great. It is low, but it is great. And then my protein goal is 130. And my carb goal is 175. And my fat goal is 58. So I do favor carbs over fat. And if you've watched my videos for a long time, then you know that I always favor carbs over fat. I love carbs way more than I love fat. So those were the goals. However, I have been eating under in my calories by sometimes 150 to 200. That way I'm around the 1500 mark. However, I stay within the 130 goal. So I always hit the 130 protein, and then I try to stay under my carb and fat goal. Sometimes it does go over a little bit. It's not a big deal as long as my protein goal is met, and then my overall calorie intake has been around 15 or 1550 or 1600. So I've been trying to stay under the calorie count instead of eating to that calorie count. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, okay? So I've been working with Megan since July 17th of 2023. Might not be for you, okay? And this time around, I'm doing it this way because I just wanted to kind of see how I would do in a deeper cut without having the pressure of seeing that my cut needs to be 1500. Now, if Megan put my goal as 1500, I think mentally it's a little bit hard. But some days I will eat up to 1750 cals and I'm super satiated and happy. But most days I've just been staying at 1500 or 1550 or 1600, but making sure I hit the 130 grams of protein. So let's go over what I eat in a day lately. it's been quite the same meal. I've been starting off my day later, so I will do a brunch sort of thing. And this week I've been doing high protein tomato soup. I made that with canned tomatoes, cottage cheese. That's a really great way to add in some sort of protein into the soup because I really wanted to eat tomato soup and grilled cheese. I've been eating grilled cheese like a lot lately, so I've been doing that. I have a grilled cheese, and then for a snack, I had tried today the cottage cheese chips. You're basically adding cottage cheese to a baking sheet and then baking it in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. Mine burnt, so they weren't great. So I want to go through the breakfast macros for you. So I had 2 cups of my high protein tomato soup. I got the recipe from Avocado Skillet. It's 134 calories, 16 grams of carb, 4 grams of fat, and 10 grams of protein, which is pretty good. I had 30 grams of Kirkland Signature marble cheese. This one is not low fat. I do prefer a low fat cheese, but they had it on sale, the huge block of cheese, and I could not resist. I thought I'm gonna make it fit into my macros. I don't care. It's 120 calories for 30 grams, 0 carb, 10 grams of fat, 7 grams of protein. I had 2 slices of the La Fournaise Dorée sliced brioche bread, and that was 36 grams of carb, 6 grams of fat, 6 grams of protein, and a total of 210 calories. And then, of course, the cottage cheese chips. I had 37 grams of cottage cheese. It was 30 calories, 2.4 grams of carbs, 0.3 grams of fat, and 4.1 grams of protein. So that is what I had for breakfast and a little snack after breakfast. For quote unquote lunch, because I had brunch, it's now 3:24. I'm probably gonna go make this now. I'm going to have a protein latte. Lately, I've been throwing a tea bag into my milk frother and then just letting it steep that way. That way I have a tea latte. I finally worked through, a goal of mine this year is to work through a lot of the products and items that I have that I just stopped using. So I've been really successful in that, and I will make an empties video on the skincare and hair care and all that, like, you know, beauty product stuff. But it's also a goal of mine to eat through my freezer, all the snacks that I have at home, and that includes all the freaking tea that I have in my tea drawer. I had so much tea in that tea drawer for the longest time, and I had all this black tea from, oh, I don't remember what brand it is, but it was like a British brand, and I was trying to use it up for the longest time, and finally I have. So right now I'm going through the jasmine green tea bags that I have, and whenever my friends come over, if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll see it, but I always have a yap sesh with them, and I will brew a pot of tea, and we're literally talking tea and drinking tea because I'm trying to get rid of all these old teas that I have. I just want to get rid of it, so I not necessarily can buy new stuff, but because it's been sitting in the drawer for literal years. So anyways, I will go make a tea latte. That is just 1 bottle of Fairlife vanilla protein shake. It is 150 calories, 4 grams of carb, 2.5 grams of fat, and 30 grams of protein. I'm also probably gonna have, and this is not the best for me, but I'm probably gonna have some Quest tortilla chips. It's 140 calories, 5 grams of carb, 5 grams of fat, and 19 grams of protein. And then I'm also gonna have some fruit. And I think I'm going to get a Asian pear. So I have to weigh that out still, but the Asian pear, let's see. I use MyFitnessPal, by the way. It's usually 300 grams, but I'll tweak that. But just for convenience sake, we'll say it's 300 grams of an Asian pear. It's 126 calories, 31.8 grams of carb, 0.7 grams of fat, and 1.5 grams of protein. So let's go do that. Okay, I actually decided to have a peach instead because I found this in my fridge and I realized it was going bad. This is 139 grams of a peach. I weigh everything, and if you, what is going off my hair? If you are in your macronutritional journey, I suggest you weigh everything too, as best as your ability. 139 grams, 58 calories, 14 grams of carb, 0.4 grams of fat, 1.3 grams of protein. So these are the Quest chips that I've been eating. I bought them at Costco. They came in a box of, I think, 12, and it came with this flavor, which is chili lime and also nacho cheese. My favorite flavor is actually ranch, and you can buy those at like Walmart or any other place. They're obviously not the best for you. They are quite processed. However, they give you 20 grams of protein. And when you're just craving a snack, like a chip snack, this really hits the spot. I tried those cottage cheese chips today. I also definitely burned them because if you see the photo that I inserted, they were really not looking good, but they were a little bit chewy. They weren't as crunchy. So I'm gonna try making them again. But another item that I've been really obsessed with eating lately is like a fish bowl. Now, picture Emily Mariko salmon bowl, except sub the salmon for a bassa filet. You get such better macros for it because the bassa filet is one, a lot leaner, less fat, and also higher in protein for less calories. So I've been eating that a lot, but I've taken a break from it, and I love putting kimchi in it too. And kimchi's so good for you within reason. My friend has been making kimchi lately, so I really like that because we were able to control the sodium that goes into it. But yeah, those are some things that I've been really enjoying. If you don't follow me on Instagram, then you don't see this stuff. So definitely follow me on Instagram, _HelloHarley. TikTok at HelloHarley is more so me doing like food reviews and just random vlogs. So there's that content on there. I actually need to post about how I rescued a dog, and I think I'm gonna post that on TikTok because I feel like it's more interesting to post that stuff on TikTok. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy this now, and my tea latte is being frothed. I'm excited because I have one more jasmine green tea bag left, and then I'm gonna move on to the next tea that I have in my tea drawer. So yeah. Okay, I finished the Quest chips. They are empty now, and then my tea latte just finished. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if you will be able to see it, but it's foamy, and then I have my tea strainer here that I keep the tea bag in, otherwise it's gonna break and get all over the place. If you're interested in this mug, my friend got it for me, but she got it from HomeSense. It has Hello Kitty with the milk, and I love that. This is just a Fairlife nutrition shake that I put into my milk frother and heater, and then I put in my tea bag in this little tea bag thing that my friend got me. It's called Klaska. It's from Japan. And I put my tea bag in there, that way the tea bag doesn't break and then I get tea leaves all over the place. It also prevents it from getting too foamy, which I really like. So good, especially in these winter months right now because it is so disgusting outside. I was looking that way because the window's there, but it's so disgusting outside. So whenever it's gross like this, I love doing a tea latte because it adds so much flavor. So I have a jasmine green tea latte, and it has high protein because it has 30 grams. Isn't that amazing? One thing I do need is to finish my water because I need to drink 2 of the Stanleys, and I have been delayed in that game. Oh my God, I need to add creatine in this. I'll be back. I spoke about creatine. Let's go through why I take creatine. This is the brand that I bought. I got this at Costco when it was on sale, and it ends up being like, I think 19 cents per serving. It was a really good deal. So this is by Lean Fit Sport. It is creatine monohydrate. Make sure you get the monohydrate version. And yeah, I just take 5 grams a day. Essentially, it is an amino acid. I know I said I don't take drugs besides my birth control and whatever, but this is a supplement, okay? Just like when I take protein, it's a supplement. So this basically just helps you work out harder and recover faster. That's essentially what it is. It is the most studied product out there, and I know a lot of times people associate this with like bodybuilders and stuff like that, but this really just helps you work out harder, recover faster. And there's other benefits, especially in women, that people take, but my brother-in-law told me to take this for 3 months every single day, and then take a break and then do it again, so that way my body goes through a cycle of it. But yeah, it's just 5 grams. This one has no flavor. I know you can buy other ones with flavor. I do find that if I put this in water, it tastes funky and I don't like it. It has that like powder, bitter taste to it, like as if you crushed a pill and then put it in. So I like putting it into my protein shakes. That way I don't taste it. And then I know my macronutritional coach, Megan, puts it in her oatmeal. So however way you want to consume it, you can definitely consume it. If you want more information about creatine, Megan does some really great posts about it on her Instagram, so you can check it out there. But yeah, this is just what I take, and this is the brand that I'm buying currently. All right, everyone, it is my dinner time and I am having a yogurt bowl. I just didn't feel like cooking today. Yesterday I made tomato soup and I had that for lunch, or brunch, so obviously I just didn't feel like cooking. This is 8 grams of sugar-free Jell-O mix, 25 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 0 fat, 0 protein, 250 grams of Greek yogurt. It's 143 calories, 8.6 grams of carb, 0 grams of fat, 27.1 grams of protein. I do have 30 grams of Isoflex in here, 120 calories, 2 grams of carb, 0.5 grams of fat, and 27 grams of protein. And then I do have a copycat of the Purely Elizabeth granola. This is the chocolate oatmeal cookie one. 95 calories for my 1/8 of a cup, 12.6 grams of carb, 4.4 grams of fat, and 2 grams of protein. I tweaked this recipe so it wouldn't have as much sugar and oil in it. And this is my first time, and I did burn it a little, but sometimes when you burn the granola, it's okay. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy this and then later on have a sweet treat. I also need to finish my second water. I'm so behind on drinking water, but I need to drink it. It's very important, especially when you're taking creatine. All right, y'all, last thing I'm gonna eat is this slice of cake, this side here. So this side here, this one is 1/8 of a slice, but I fit in a whole quarter. This cake is actually from Metro. And where is it? It's a mini shadow chocolate cake. So it is half vanilla, half chocolate, and then on the top there's a chocolate ganache. A quarter of the cake, it was really tiny. It was literally like the tiniest thing. If you buy these at Metro, honestly, they're pretty good size, especially if you are just one person or if you're having like 4 friends, like there's 4 of you over, because then everyone just gets a quarter slice and it's perfection. 310 calories, 35 grams of carb, 18 grams of fat, and 2 grams of protein. Fits right into my macros. And let's go over what my total macros are after I eat this cake. I already logged it in, so let's just pretend I ate it. So today I consumed 1535 calories. I ate a total of 136 grams of protein. My goal was 130 grams, so I was over by 6 grams, which is fabulous. My goal was to eat 175 grams of carb. I only ate 138 grams of carb, so I was well under by 37 grams, which is fabulous. And my goal for fat was 58 grams. I ate 51 grams of fat, so I was under by 7 grams. I was higher in fat because I've been eating higher fat cheese, and this has a lot of fat in it. But I just want to show you guys, like, you can still enjoy and eat things that are tasty. I did do a lot of supplementation. So I had a protein shake. I had those Quest chips that are also protein chips. And I did add a scoop of vanilla protein powder into my food. But honestly, sometimes I'm just so lazy and I don't want to cook. Otherwise, there are days where I do make the bowls, like my what do you call it? I'll have like a grilled cheese. I will have a yogurt bowl, and then I'll have my like basa filet bowls, things like that. And usually I try to have some fruit and veg. Today was lacking in that for sure, but today was super lazy.
and I did not. And I'm also trying to use up some stuff that I just have lying around. Tomorrow, because I don't have any bread, I'm going to get my low carb Trader Joe's tortillas out, and those have high fiber, which is really great. And I still have some soup left, so I'm probably going to consume that as well. But I will change up my meals. Sometimes I'm just lazy. If I did this, what I eat in a day, a week ago, you would have seen me eating my high protein with lots of veg bowls. But today is just not one of those days. Today is very lazy, and it only is sunny out right now. So I might just try to eat this, or I might just go on a walk and then come back and eat this. And then that would be my night. So that is it for today's video. Currently, I am 136 pounds. So I've only lost about a pound since my last weigh-in, but again, I was not completely locked in, especially with those 2 trips that I had planned. So I will do another update in about a month to see how I am doing. But that is a lazy girl, what I eat in a day today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to follow me on Instagram _Hello Harley. Follow me on TikTok at Hello Harley, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.